Hey guys, Quigon Quasar here, back again with another Mass Effect Andromeda video, and in this video I'm going to be giving you another character build. Now this is an awesome Biotic based character build. It is my favourite character build, my favourite playstyle of them all. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's recently been a huge patch that's like tweaked a bunch of the weapons and the powers in the game, made all the weapons and all the powers, or most of the weapons, do a lot more damage. And one of those weapons that were tweaked and buffed and given a damage buff was this shotgun right here, this N7 Crusader, and I just had to show this in a video and do a character build around this. So this character build and character class is going to be sort of revolving around shotgunning and sort of a close range shotgun style. It's going to be a Biotic shotgunner, I think that is going to be the name. So first off, we're going to start with the N7 Crusader. Now, the damage before the patch was something like, I think 400, 500. Now it is at 811. That is with the shotgun barrel 2 though, which gives you 11% more shotgun damage. But yeah, that's the gun that I'm going to be using with the shotgun barrel 2 or version 2. So it's an upgraded version, it's the second version. That's going to give you 11% more damage, and the shotgun melee optimizer, which is going to give you, let me check right now, 8% melee damage. Like it's the big freaking knife bayonet on the end of the shotgun. It looks badass as hell. And yeah, those two mods work very well with this gun, and very well with the playstyle. This is going to be like a close range Biotic playstyle. I'm going to go down to the equipment. The equipment that I am using is the adaptive war amp. This is another thing that was tweaked in the patch. This used to increase damage dealt by our Biotic powers by 15%. Now the bonus has been doubled, and it's now at 30%, which is awesome. And it makes freaking Biotic damage and Biotic powers absolutely monstrous. It's so good, it really is so good. And they even buffed like all of the powers in the patch as well. So Biotic powers and Biotic playstyles are really out there right now. They're really some of the most powerful playstyles out there. Now, what I'm gonna do with the skill points, what you should do is, I felt like giving quite an even sort of selection in terms of skill points. Usually I fill all of the passive skill trees. Both the bottom two are the passive skill trees. I fill them all the way up because they're usually the most helpful, and just sort of fill up like one of the offensive powers, the offensive abilities at the top. But I thought I'd sort of go for a sort of wide range, level them all up sort of thing. I will probably be trying to level up this one, I believe. Is it this one? Yeah, no, actually no. Offensive Biotics I'm going to be leveling up all the way. I'm probably going to leave Barrier, you know, almost finished but not completely finished, and then any spare skill points I'll put into probably Lance and Throw. You only really need a few skill points in Stealth Grid. You can put more in if you want. Look there, the rank 6 of this Stealth Grid tech power gives you a lot of really cool bonuses, as you can see there. 50% gun damage bonus, 40% power damage bonus, 50% melee damage bonus. So they are really good. It's down to your personal preference. And as you can see, I've got level 12. This character is level 12, so not level 20. So I'm going to leave it open to interpretation. But what I would do is, once you get to level 20, you've got all of those skill points available. I would sort of apply them, sort of hit every sort of mark, hit every skill tree, level them up sort of equally and overall, rather than just focusing on one or two, or well, no, three, rather than just leveling them, you know, 3 of them up. I'd level them all up, you know, as far as you can, to make this more of a well-rounded character. And this character's offensive abilities, Lance and Throw, are going to be very, very useful. They are so good, especially Lance. That's my favorite Biotic power in the game. It's so good, so you really don't want to miss out on that and not level that up. It's just so freaking awesome, as you'll see soon in the gameplay. Anyway, I think I've covered everything. I'm not going to be using a secondary weapon. You can equip some boosters. I guess you could equip some boosters. I've got a shotgun rail arm. That's going to give me 10% extra shotgun damage. If you've got any of those, equip those, obviously. It will always help. For ammo, I guess I'll put like an ammo booster on, a disruptor ammo booster on, but that's not necessary. But I guess I'm just gonna roll with it anyway. I am going to jump into the gameplay, so I'll be back with you guys in a second. Guys, I've jumped into a match. I'm actually going to in a match on my own, so hopefully I'll be able to show you guys how good this playstyle, this build is. I actually switched out the disruptor ammo for incendiary ammo. I opened a few packs, and I actually got a few incendiary ammo boosters, so I thought I'd go with that because that looks freaking awesome, especially when you use it with a shotgun. But as you can see, this gun absolutely tears up. It's one of the best guns in the game, in my opinion. It is now, after the patch at least, the best shotgun in the game. I'm gonna dash out there. There's a freaking space dog. I'm gonna be careful. But it's basically a one-hit kill on all of the grunt-type enemies. Now, the Biotic Lance, I'll use it right now. Look, it's a very long range, very awesome. It's basically the only Biotic power that's completely focused on damage. A lot of them are focused on sort of an end goal, you know, like an end purpose. Fling the enemy over there, or, you know, damage the enemy over time, or, you know, like annihilation field, that is. Or, you know, they're usually not straight up damage focused, but this Biotic power, the Biotic Lance power, it doesn't mess around. It's straight up focused on damaging the enemy as much as possible, which I like a lot. Now, one of the abilities with this is the stealth grid, which is on the left and right bumper. You activate it, you cloak. Very useful, you know, you can sneak, you can flank an enemy like this, and then when you get up close, I actually missed that shot because he ducked down just at the right moment, but you can flank enemies like this, go around the side, they won't know what's hitting them, and they just get like a sweet headshot. So even if it's not one of the grunt level enemies, even if it's like a tougher enemy, I don't know, like a Destined if you're playing against Ket, or like a Sharpshooter if you're playing against the Outlaws like I am right now, the Snipers. Obviously they've got shields that's slightly more tougher than these Raider dudes, and if you're playing against those, you can get like probably get a headshot with this gun. I'm playing on bronze right now. I didn't think I should go in silver, because even as good as this character build is, I don't think I'd succeed doing solo on silver, because solo silver and solo gold, they're so goddamn hard. But yeah, I really like this character is very much like a sort of I don't know, like very sort of tactical, but at the same time straight up and high damage. You use the stealth grid to your advantage as much as you can. It is a consumable, so you're gonna run out. You know, I can carry 3 right now, but I think when you start, when you first get the character and you've got no skill points applied into the character's skill tree, you'll only be able to have 1, but you can just keep going back to the ammo boxes and refilling them, and you know, collecting more. They're very useful. It's very much if any of you guys have used the Infiltrator, the Human Infiltrator, or the Solarian Infiltrator, it's basically the tactical cloak that those guys have, except it's not actually like a power, or it doesn't recharge. It's a consumable that you have to keep going and picking up. It has the same sort of advantages as a tactical cloak, an infiltrated tactical cloak. It's basically the same. It hasn't got all the perks of a tactical cloak, I don't think, but it's basically the same. The only difference being that when you activate it, if you've got teammates around you, which obviously I haven't because I'm playing solo right now, but when you've got teammates around you, it'll also cloak those guys as well, obviously until they shoot, and that just breaks the cloak, as it does with you as well. But it's very effective, really effective, especially if you're in a tough spot. Maybe you're playing with this character build and this play style, and you're playing solo. Very good for getting out of like a bad situation that you're probably gonna die in. Even if you have some like revive packs, you don't want to use them up. Very good for you can just cloak, escape. Very good for escaping, tricky situations. As you'll see soon, the Outlaws were actually buffed. This faction that I'm playing against now, they actually received a pretty major buff to every one of the enemy types. The Raiders, the Hydra mechs, the Sharpshooters, all of them. Every single enemy type in this faction actually receives some sort of a buff, whether it's through like how much shields they have, or how quickly their shields regenerate, or how much armor they have. They all kind of receive the buff, so they're getting really tough. And one of the enemy types that has become the most tough is the Hydra. They're like the big boss row up. When they arrive, this stealth grid will be very useful, because what that's going to let you do is it's going to let you get up close and personal with those freaking space robots, those Hydra mechs, those big freaking outlaw robot things that'll come out about. I think we're on wave 2 now, wave 2. They'll arrive at around wave 5. Once they arrive, you cloak. I'm gonna cloak. Get up close until you're close enough that you can use this weapon to its like full advantage, and then just unload as many bullets as you can. When try and go up behind it, like flank it, go behind it or on the sides of it. Don't go straight. Don't look it right dead in the face. Unload as many shots into the Hydra as you can, but then when it turns around, when it's getting ready to fire or getting ready to squash you with its freaking robot fist, then that's when you should run away. And also, the stealth grid's useful not only for getting up close and personal with an enemy, but also escaping an enemy. You just activate it, get away, and the enemies will not know where you're going or where you've gone. Also, the evade of this character, of the I'm using the Asari Huntress. The evade of this character cloaks you. And that basically has the same effect of the stealth grid, basically. Oh, someone's joined. So as you can see, it'll make me go invisible for a very short amount of time. That's also very useful, especially if you haven't got any stealth grid consumables available. Very useful You know, because the enemies cannot see you for a split second, but then obviously you go back to being visible again. But you can keep using it. You can keep like dashing around and using it. It makes it hard for you to get shot. Very useful if you're trying to escape, you know, a big gang of enemies or like a hydramech or something. I really want the hydramech to come now and then just to show you how well this character build works and this playstyle works against those guys. Also great for, you know, any sort of boss enemy that's slow. So the fiends, the freaking goddamn space gorillas, the alien gorillas in the Ket faction, the big guys that walk on all fours. Very good for taking out those guys as well, because you can go up behind them, do loads of damage before they even know you're there. This is going to be very much like a boss killer type playstyle and character build. I'm going to try and take this dude out. Get wrecked! Freaking hell. I love the gun. I love this gun. This is one of my favorite guns, if not my favorite gun. Definitely one of the best shotguns in the game, but I love it extra. Like, I love it even more with the incendiary ammo on it. It's so damn good. It really is. I think there's a guy down there. Yeah, there's a guy down there. Get wrecked. I'm going to fling him across. And obviously, you've got throw. I like that little combo where you hit them with the Biotic Lance, as you just saw there. I'm going to go over to the objective. Go over to the objective. Hit them with the Biotic Lance, which is on the right bumper. That'll take most of their health off, if you're playing on bronze, that is. But it'll take a good amount of health off of them, then hit them with the throw. And on this map, because it's got like a sheer cliff face off of, I'll show you because I'm heading in that direction now anyway. But over here, obviously there's a sheer cliff face here. If you can angle it so there's an enemy pointing towards that with their back to the, you know, with their back pointed to the cliff face, you can hit them with the throw, send them flying right off. I'll try and show you that now. Like, watch this. He's going to go right off. Like, watch that. See, straight off. I didn't even need to kill him. He's just dead. He's one with the desert. He's one with the sand down there. But yeah, like I said, I really like to hit them with the Biotic Lance, then hit them with the throw as well. Works very well because the Lance weakens them. Say if an enemy's got shields or armor. Well, no, shields. If an enemy's got shields, you're not going to be able to use the throw or really any biotics like pull or throw on them, because that shield sort of blocks it. It'll block most of the damage from the biotics. But if you hit a shielded enemy like a sharpshooter or a destined, the sniper guys, for example, hit them with the Biotic Lance, it will take most of, if not all of their shield down, and then you'll be able to hit them with the throw and just fling them wherever you are, or wherever you want them. And like I said, on this map, there's a lot of places where you can use your environment to your advantage. Like, watch this. I'm going to take his shield down with this now. Took all of his shield down, and I'm going to fling him off the edge there. Works very well. Works every time. Oh, crap. I got to be careful. I forgot that I've got this big-ass freaking bayonet. This big goddamn machete bayonet on it. Honestly, if you use this gun with the incendiary rounds, or really any kind of ammo booster, it's not a necessity. It's not, you know, absolutely necessary to do well with this character build. But if you do, it will make it that bit more beastly. It's like a freaking controlled mini explosion. It is insane. It's like a 50 cal bullet. It's like you know, like those big freaking snipers and mounted machine guns. It's like that. It's like that equivalent, but even more cooler. Oh, I've got to send that guy flying off there. See you, dude. Bye. I love this character. I really do love this character. This may just be my favorite character build in the game right now, especially because of the gun. I love the character anyway. I think I've got this. Yeah, I've got this character up to level 12, so you know I've been playing with it quite a bit. But goddamn, I love the gun so much. That was a goddamn decoy. Goddamn it, you freaking tricked me. Now, biotics aren't going to use like your throw. It's not going to be able to be, you know, very useful against armored enemies. Like I said about shielded enemies, but it's also not going to work against armored enemies. You're not going to be able to fling enemies, you know, across the map. If they've got armor, you will do some damage with it though. But if you're going up against armored enemies, so like, let me try and find an armored enemy. I can hear some Quigon Berserkers. If you're going up against an armored enemy, whatever it is, if it's got armor, if it's got a yellow health bar, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to, if if for some reason you say if you've got no ammo, or for some reason you don't want to use your weapon, if you just want to rely on your biotics, then what you're going to want to use is obviously a Biotic Lance, because that's like I said, straight up damage dealing, and more focused on dealing damage to enemies rather than anything else. So use that. You can still use your throw. The throw will still take down some of their armor bar at the same time, but sort of rely on your lance ability and on obviously your gunfire. Now, when you activate stealth grid, for anyone that hasn't used like an infiltrated character before that has the tactical cloak, when you activate the stealth grid and fire, so like fire, it obviously reveals you and makes you visible, but the thing about that is you actually receive a massive damage buff for that. So when you cloak and then shoot whatever enemy you hit, you'll receive like a massive damage buff on that shot that hits the enemy. Sometimes it's like 10%, sometimes it's 20% extra damage. The way to increase that, the way to increase the amount of damage, the amount of extra damage you do is if you put more skill points and more like more upgrade points into the stealth grid skill tree, then you'll get to like perks that say, you know, like increases the damage. I think I showed you just before the gameplay started. You know, you'll be able to increase the extra bonus damage that you get and that you will, you know, you'll receive. I think it goes to up to like 90% at times. That's the tactical cloak from the infiltrator, but it's, like I said, it's basically the same as the stealth grid of the Asari Huntress that the Asari Huntress has got. So it's probably going to work the same. But yeah, if you're going up against like really any enemy, if you've got any stealth grids available, like any stealth grid consumables, I'll show you against the Hydra now. Activate it just before you shoot, like activate it just before you're about to take the shot. God, this guy's freaking jumping all over the place. God damn it, he ruined me showing you that. Right, just before it runs out, activate it, then shoot. You'll receive a massive damage buff. That guy just got freaking wasted. He got absolutely wrecked. I'm going to try to take this guy out before someone steals my kill. Get wrecked. And if you, like I said, the sort of the 1-2 strategy of hitting them with the Biotic Lance and then hitting them with throw, that also works with the gun. So if you want to hit them with a lance and then hit them with the gun, that'll work too. Switch it up, you know, see what works best. It's really satisfying just, you know, hitting them with a shot from your shotgun and then hitting them with like throw, sending them off. Basically, you can interchange it. So you could hit them with a blast from your shotgun and then hit them with a throw, Biotic throw, send them flying. It's really cool, really satisfying. And it's really cool that they've increased the damage dealt by Biotics because they were severely underpowered until they, you know, they gave them like massive damage buff in the most recent update. I actually did a video of that update of that patch for anyone that's curious. If you want to know like the details of it and all the things that they've changed, then definitely check that video out. Damn, I just got wasted. I'm gonna get myself back up there. I've got some revive packs. Get wrecked, freaking one-hit kill. Get armor as well. That's how powerful this gun is. Get absolutely wrecked. Better send that guy flying. See ya. Do some damage. It is absolutely beastly, this gun is. Another thing is, if you want to be a little bit more sort of faster on the trigger and sort of faster response, then don't aim down your sights. That's something that I'm trying to learn. Obviously, shotguns are no real benefit to aiming down your sight because you haven't got a scope. It's not a long-range weapon, so there's no point in aiming down your sight. So whenever I'm using shotguns or like close-range pistols or like shotgun pistols, if you've seen my videos where I've used the Talon shotgun pistol, you'll know I've been doing this quite a lot. Try and break the habit of aiming down your sight with shotguns because obviously you just don't need to. Try and break that habit, and once you do, you'll realize that you're actually a little bit more responsive in battle. So I'll show you now. Like it's slightly, obviously, harder to hit enemies, but the thing is, you can strafe and move faster. You'll be a harder target if you learn to, you know, shoot from the hip rather than use your sights, use your, you know, aim down your non-existent scope, and you can sort of shimmy and sway around. You can do it when you aim down your sights. It's just a little bit harder, and you haven't got that wide open peripheral vision. Obviously, it's zoomed in, so you can't see really outside of this zoomed-in screen, but when you're not aiming down your sights, you've got a much wider view. Much better view, say, if you're fighting against the Ket, you know, those fiends, for anyone that knows what the fiends are, those big guys that walk on all fours, the boss-type enemies. When they come up, I mean, you can hear them all over the map, but sometimes they can sort of, like, sneak up on you if you're aiming down your sights, especially if you're using the sniper. They'll sneak up on you, whatever gun you're using, if you aim down your sights. They'll sneak up, you won't know where they are, they'll hit you, and they'll execute you. They'll kill you in one hit, and there's no way around that unless someone kills the fiend whilst it's executing it. Then they'll save your life. But if they don't, then you're screwed, and you've got to wait for the rest of the wave. So it's very useful to sort of break that bad habit. And with a shotgun, with a close-range weapon, it is a bad habit because you don't need to use it. You do, obviously, for a sniper, but you don't need to use it for any close-range or medium-range weapons. Break that bad habit of aiming down your sights. You'll really appreciate how much better you can play once you do break the habit. Obviously, it's probably going to work that a little bit better on PC because you've got the accuracy benefit and the accuracy advantage if you've got like a good PC, a good mouse. Obviously, if you're using a good mouse. And I see a lot of PC players doing that, but console players haven't really caught onto it of not aiming down the sights when you need to. You really should. You really should sort of catch onto that. Try and learn. Try and teach yourself that. Obviously, I'm not fully, you know, used to it. I haven't fully mastered it yet. I'm missing some of these shots. I haven't really tried this whole strategy, this whole like aim down, hip fire, no aiming down your sights strategy with this gun yet. It has got quite a tight sort of bullet spread and pellet spread for a shotgun, so it's quite accurate. Like what I mean by that is the bullets don't spread out that much. It's more controlled and more focused than most shotguns. So it's quite hard to get used to just, you know, hip firing with it. But once you do get used to it, you will be a lot better with it. Alright, so for some reason my freaking video stopped recording then, or for some reason the end isn't going to be included, but I thought I'd give you a look one more time at the character, just to sort of recap. I'm using the Asari Huntress, I'm using the N7 Crusader, adaptive war amp, and for mods use the shotgun barrel and the you know, the melee extension thing, the bayonet. They are the best sort of setup for this. I thought I'd just recap just in case I didn't cover it all earlier on in the video. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed or found it helpful or useful in any way. If you did, please leave me a like. It would really help me out and I would really appreciate it. If you want to see any more of my content, definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.